So buckle down, look right in.
Hey, we're here.
Just wait under your skin.
People out there
Just
on radio
about things they spot, and it won't make you shout. Give me that good news, because I'm tired of the same old shit.
And the good news is we're actually live. We've been live, just, not alive. Hey, welcome to the grounds with Giles and Jones, brought to you this morning by Reese's Barkery and Paw Teak. 815-363-PAWS. Just dial that. Dial it. You figure out the rest of the numbers. Pause. P-A-W-S. Look on your phone. Look at the letters. You figure it out. Pause. Or go to Reese'sBarkery.com, where they'll love for you to check them out. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Good morning. And of course, this is the most unique show, The Grounds, because The Grounds is one that you join. All you're going to do is you're going to click on that link or copy that link that Pete has in the comments. And what you're going to do is join us on air and be part of this. Now, here's the fun thing. And this is what somewhere last night, in the middle of the night, our new website went live.
Yes.
And Pete and I were just sitting here playing around on it and go, oh shit, we gotta get on the air.
Oh, don't kid yourself. They're waiting on me.
So, well, that too.
No, well, I mean, that too, but we literally were dinking around with the new website because we're just so enamored with the job that Kent and who helped you out?
Jen Krejci.
Krejci.
Jennifer.
Jen, not Jim.
Yeah,
Jen.
Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer.
That was Jim Croce. He was a singer.
Yeah.
That's right.
Jen Krejci.
Well, good. Then I don't feel so bad.
Thanks.
You guys are waiting on me this morning. I was
No,
running behind.
We were just playing around with this website. It's really, really cool. It looks great on your phone. It's clean. It's crisp. That's what we are here, 21.6 Net. Thanks for getting caught in the net. Real life internet radio right here. You can't miss it. Now, how was your week, buddy? I mean, literally, how was your week?
I was busy. It was busy,
Yeah,
but it's been good. It's been good. I'm dragging a little bit today. I don't know why, but I just woke up this morning. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Didn't get to the gym this morning?
I did not hit the gym this morning, so I'm going to, get help from my trainer. But, 5 out of 7 days ain't too bad.
No, that's
I woke up this morning with just a crazy, horrible headache. And so I'm like, all right, so one day off. I'm going to
of course, try
to relax.
Our pre-show meeting last night went to about 8:00. I mean, we were in meetings for this show to make it just a quality show, and it shows by starting late. It's good.
Because we are so deep into trying to figure out what's going on in this new website. But
it was. Now this website is great. You go there. All you got to do is click on the sponsors. You'll see Reese's Barkery right there. Click on that. It goes right to their website. It's a really beautiful thing.
And join us. Come on in. We don't mind if you haven't washed your hair yet or brushed your teeth. Come on in. It's always good to talk to people, see them in the morning, and get your opinions because we want to hear your good news.
You're in the neighborhood,
and what's
the door
going
to the
on.
studio's unlocked. Come on,
always
be part of the show. Right?
Yeah.
So the title of today's show is Adaptive Cruise Control.
Adaptive Cruise Control.
Yeah. So
we want to explain how we came up with this one.
Yeah. So last night in our meeting, we were talking with a gentleman who went on a vacation, rented a car.
Yep.
That did not have adaptive cruise control.
He has a Tesla that drives itself, which is just weird in and above itself.
And it's smart. So that adaptive cruise control, for those of you who don't know what adaptive cruise control is, it's where the car senses that there is something in front of you.
And it adapts.
And it slows down to maintain a safe...
Or speeds up if it doesn't like its license plate.
Well, no, it doesn't. The adaptive cruise control will slow you down so that you don't run into the back of somebody. And he's had this Tesla, and this Tesla is a beautiful car,
right?
But he's gotten used to not driving.
Right. I was gonna say he's become lazy.
Yeah.
Right. Because he does not have to pay attention to where he's driving, and that to me it's crazy.
That's weird for a car guy.
It's really weird, right? Well, not even from a car guy. Just that's a loss of. I am a driver, but my thing is that's a loss of control.
Right.
Right. So I mean, even though you're in that car, you're you don't. I mean, you do have control, but that
Yeah.
car will.
Mhm.
It's smarter than you, and it will take over for you if
Good
you're doing
morning,
something
Lisa.
it doesn't like.
Lisa,
Oh,
you're
you
up
do.
early. You might as well come in, join the show.
Yeah.
Look, there's Derek Bear
There's-
from the Bear Facts on Guns
Bear
and
Facts on Guns. Yeah.
the Dream Home Experts.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Look at that
Look
guy.
at how good he looks
Wow,
this
look at
morning.
that. And
Smiling
listen
and
to that.
happy. He's ready to
That
go.
was a nice good morning. Listen,
Oh, thank you, Uncle Pete. Appreciate that.
Love that baritone.
And look, he's
That's
in his
working.
own little studio over there
Yeah,
too.
that's his office.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is my office, and yes, I have Tony Stark's heart sitting behind me.
Look at that right there. It is.
Oh, is that what that is? Is Tony Stark's heart?
Yeah. So, Derek, you pooped today?
I did. Actually, I did. No, I pooped this morning, really early. Actually, 5:30, like 5 o'clock in the morning. So
I did too this morning.
Oh yeah.
Check out the new website. It's killer. It's killer.
I know. I did. It looks amazing. It's super simple. Jen and you guys did a killer job on it. So
Yeah.
kudos to you
Looks
on
great.
there as well.
So adaptive cruise control. You are used to adaptive cruise control, and
Which basically it makes
Yeah.
the decisions for you.
correct.
It's adapting and doing what it thinks is best for you and
what
your
it
vehicle.
thinks is best for
What
you.
it thinks is best for you,
Right.
right?
So adaptive cruise control is a little different than autopilot. So there's two different things with that, right? So autopilot is what Tesla has and a couple new cars that are coming out, which literally makes decisions. It's even crazier right now because they have what's called a Mad Max setting, where literally it will change lanes for you, and it will cut people off, and it will get to a certain distance close to it as well, right? And it will make those decisions for you as well. Elon Musk just released a beta version, which is going to be the full self-driving. So the thing he's been promising for 10 years, he's doing a beta testing version for 2,000 users to be able to really give that full self-driving. But you have to test it out for 30 days and prove that you're a safe driver. So right now in my car, they're testing me to see if I'm a safe driver and if they can open up this technology to you as well. There's 1,000 questions.
So you
for it.
failed already, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Come on,
You're
Derek.
the worst driver. No, I'm just kidding. So adaptive cruise control basically uses radar to judge distance in front of you in another car. The reason it's wonderful for me personally, because I take a lot of road trips. I travel the country as much as possible. And when you are in cruise control and somebody is in front of you that's not doing the same speed as you, you have to either disengage your cruise control or slow your cruise control down. The nice thing about adaptive cruise control is that it will literally slow the car down for you, so you keep a safe distance where it knows it can stop before it actually runs into it.
So yeah, and so as we were talking about it, our good friends at YouTube, which we absolutely love, thanks YouTube, love our channel,
Yep.
put some adaptive cruise control on what they do, meaning any false information about anything,
Or what they deem false.
in particular the V word.
The V word.
And we won't say it because then the bots
Or the certificate of vaccination ID word.
It's all taken off the air. They've shut it down. They've removed it because they don't want false information out there being spread. So, in essence, Facebook, our good friends at Facebook, who we absolutely love too.
Yeah.
Absolutely love too. Had put adaptive cruise control on some things earlier, and which was for our safety, our benefit.
Is it for our benefit? Is
That's
it
what
for
we're
our
told.
safety?
That's what we're told.
That's
Well,
what we're told.
Right. It's,
Like adaptive cruise control.
right. It's doing what it thinks is best for us.
And we have allowed it, which means we got used to it. So Derek, who is a professional racer as well, he knows how to drive.
Wait, let's preface that. He's an ex-professional racer.
Well, no, I think
he's always a professional racer,
Right.
but he is
it's
not
like a
currently
Marine.
doing
Once
it, right?
Once a professional racer, always a professional.
I mean, it's not like the skill just got up and walked out of his body once he stopped.
Well, he
doing
did.
it.
He bought a
So,
Tesla.
you know.
He doesn't have to control it anymore.
Well,
I was trying to give him a little props. Scott
Well,
just
it's funny because you say that because there is things that make me nervous. My Tesla stops on itself, and I use it all the time, so I barely hit the brakes, and that's what we were talking about last night. Is I literally now got so used to it and accepted the fact that hey, I don't have to hit my brakes anymore, and got lazy about it that I get in my wife's car or any other car, and I'm like, crap, I'm going to rear end somebody because I'm not paying fully attention to it because my car usually does it for me, right? So adaptive cruise control,
Not paying
number one.
full attention
Right. See,
to it.
I love that statement.
Yeah.
Exactly, Derek. Not paying full attention. And that seems to be the way that everyone is going.
Perhaps
is not paying
the
full
United
attention.
States has allowed adaptive cruise control in certain areas, and we've become used to it. We've become very used to
Because
it,
it's been slowly creeping into our lives.
and now it's difficult, and it's a little strange now. If we hear false information, it becomes very strange if we hear false information.
Right.
I
Or something
think
that
about this
might
when
be
I-
deemed
when I
as
think
false
about
information.
a child crying. Most people can deal with a child crying, right? They start with a cry. They accept the fact that that child's crying, and different parenting skills with different things.
Yeah.
But if your child's crying, banging a pot that's making a whole bunch of noise, drawing on the wall at the same time, and now throwing shoes across the room, at what point do you get up and say, okay, this is enough? So we've accepted the fact that the child is crying. We've accepted the fact that it's a pot and pan that's now banging and it's kind of annoying and giving you a slight headache. But now the drawing on the wall means I have to do something. I have to do work, and I'm losing something. I'm losing my time to now clean up after this child. And now the shoe is going across the room, which ends up hurting me because you just flung a shoe at me. At what point do these little nuances of freedom removing, we take away one thing, we take away another thing. And in these big companies, right? We were talking last night. I was like, man, would I love to just start a plane company, right? An airplane company where I can literally have the freedom to do whatever you want, basically. You go on a plane, I'm just going to fly you to point A to point B. There's no restrictions. There's no, obviously there's security.
No mandates.
There's no mandates. There's no cards that are needed to be shown. I feel like you'd make a killing, honestly, because
and we were talking about giving out free gummies, right?
Yeah, sure.
On the plane, no facial coverings required. Free
How
gummies.
relaxing would that flight be?
Right.
Yeah,
it's like the party bus.
It's like a party bus in the air, so it'd be party.
They need to have more than that tiny bag of nuts if they're giving out free gummies.
No, it's cold outside.
And by the way, Lisa says, at what point do you slap the parent that doesn't teach them laws?
Well, that's what we need to do. Is the America needs to learn how to slap our parent who's slowly introducing this adaptive cruise control to us.
No, wrong. So wrong.
Wrong.
So wrong.
What do you mean by wrong, sir? Explain.
You are the government. The United States government was formed of the people, by the people,
and for the people. Right.
And now we're like, what? We got to slap the government. You listen. Here's the issue. People look at this smartphone device, and Uncle Pete does a post. And Uncle Pete says, "Hi, my name's Uncle Pete, and I'm a doctor. And I've got blippity blippity blip, 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 blip." Boop. And then I go, "Damn right! This is gospel."
Yeah, if it's on your phone, it's true, right?
And now all of a sudden,
all hail Uncle Pete.
Uncle Pete.
And now all of a sudden,
what we gonna do is,
see here what we're gonna do is, So all of a sudden now, the American people have become so stupid. We've forgotten how to do research. We've forgotten how to think for ourselves. We've forgotten how to go to a library and look something up and go, wait a minute. Well, he said he was a doctor and he was wearing scrubs. You can go to
that qualifies
you can go to Fantasy Factory and buy a pair of scrubs.
Or a sexy nurse outfit.
Or a sexy nurse outfit. There you go. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
but that qualifies him, right? I mean,
that's
in my book. I mean, in America's book, I think by now that it qualifies him. He's dressing the part. He's acting the part. He's faking it till he makes it, right?
Right.
I mean,
yes. No, we're talking about adaptive cruise control.
Adaptive cruise control.
And how what has happened with his leg got tired on his trip because he didn't have adaptive cruise control.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. He's been spoiled.
So what we're saying is when your ability to do things slowly get taken away for your good and your safety,
Right.
Air
Your
quotes,
decisions are
air
being made
quotes.
for you. Right. Air
Yep.
quotes. Yep.
That, hey, what happens is you slowly accept it. At no
Right.
time when Derek was racing cars did he ever sit here and go, you know what I really wish I had out here on the track is adaptive cruise control. And as a matter of fact, at first he's probably like, you know what? That's a pussy move. Drive your damn car.
Right.
Right?
Well,
and now he's like, I like being pussy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now. Yeah, now he's gotten.
Are you happy that you actually jumped on here now this
Oh,
morning?
I'm 100% happy because it's it takes a strong man, in my opinion, that it comes down to admit when things you live a certain way. And yes, to be truthful, Scott, I was the same way. I told myself for years growing up I would never own an automatic car because I love driving stick shift. I love feeling the car. I love being in tune with it and being one with the car, that kind of thing. The hard part is when you're sitting in Chicago traffic and you're going, burp, burp, okay, clutch, burp, burp, okay, clutch, burp, burp, okay, clutch. You're going, God, this is freaking stupid. Why am I literally burning myself out here? I'm exhausted by the time I get to work because all I did was just pump gas and pump clutch the whole time trying to get through Chicago stop and go traffic. You know what? I'm going to switch to an automatic car. The reason I'm going to switch to automatic car is because I'm just sick of shifting. I'll buy a sports car for the weekend and I can go have fun with my, big old V8 and stuff like that. And another thing, Scott, I used to be stuck on V8s. V8 guy. I was always a V8 guy. I can't kill a V8. I've never killed a V8. I've killed enough 4-cylinders in my life, over revving them and, beating the snot out of them and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I couldn't kill a V8. That has changed also because V6s are really great. They're good on gas and they're super powerful. Now I'm electric. So wait a second. Now I'm even more efficient, faster, and I have a whole bunch of technology built into it, those little nuances of things as well. And as in America, we've done the same thing. We've allowed cruise control, adaptive cruise control, driving, full self-driving. Eventually, we're going to be sitting around in a Wall-E situation where we're all attached to a chair, have a TV monitor in front of us, and get spewed information that we need to buy every single day. At what point do we lose?
You just described Pete's life.
It's my life too, buddy. I would gladly sit in that chair.
And that's funny. So anybody out there listening to us, which I didn't remember if I said good morning, everybody. If you have not seen this cartoon, basically it's a cartoon movie,
little Pixar
right?
Type thing,
was it Pixar?
I don't know.
Called Wall-E, WALL, the big letter E. It is absolutely hilarious, but it is also scary as hell because that is exactly the direction I feel.
Has it been?
We're heading.
Has that situation been played out on The Simpsons? Because they get everything right.
I don't think so.
So I don't think we have anything.
I think there's been a
But it's
variation
like
of it,
everything
though,
in that movie, just like we're talking about adaptive cruise control, everything basically in their lives is kind of told to them as what's good, what's bad, what's best for them.
Sure.
Their decision-making skills have basically gone to the side because they're just staring at a screen all day long that tells them what's good and bad for them.
There's several of us who go, don't trust that. What if the computer glitches? What if the car glitches? I don't trust that. I want to be in control. Now, there's a lot of Teslas out there. They're really cool cars. They're really fast. They're incredible. But now you see more and more. And now everybody's trying to play that same game. Let's throw some batteries in this F-150. Let's throw some self-driving into this GMC. This is the
well,
new
that's
wave.
the wave of the future. I mean,
and we're buying it, right?
Well,
so hey, the way of the future is I don't want any negative information on YouTube telling me that
what I should or shouldn't believe, or what's real, what's not real.
That something is false. I don't. All I want's the truth. And thank God, YouTube has decided. Facebook has decided. The United States government has decided what that is for me, because now I can live my life peacefully and joyfully, because I know that there is no false.
And you don't have to make any decisions. So your thought, you're thinking. You don't need to think.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, right?
But don't get me wrong.
Facebook removed a president. Twitter, Facebook removed a president.
Yeah.
Twitter removed a president.
Yep.
In what world do we live in that you can silence the commander-in-chief.
Adaptive cruise control.
I was going to say, well, apparently these big companies feel that they do have that power.
Well,
And-
remember, they do. A company, a corporation, by law, is its own entity. That entity, as such, enjoys the same freedom of speech that we individuals do under the law and under our Constitution. Therefore, those entities can silence whoever the heck they want to silence because it's their ball, their game. They're private corporations. It's censorship by corporation. And there's really not jack shit legally anybody can do about that.
You're
right now.
You're right, but think about this. The fact that they're doing that and they're silencing, especially our ex-president who, as much of a kind of a maniac and moron he was in a lot of the stuff he said, he also had a lot of good stuff to say and a lot of good points, but they shut all the good points down. They only showed a lot of the bad points.
I'm just going to throw this out here real quick because I got to say this about that, Scott. You can't knock somebody that's a billionaire.
I'm not knocking him at all. He's a businessman. He is an awesome businessman, but he didn't have a mind or a mouth to be a president because he says what he.
But he did though.
Someone
He
tells
has,
him to
he
say.
has an immediate following that still to this day screams his name a year after he's out of office and literally carries on this big.
Of course. Thank everybody for getting caught in the net. You go out and check out our new website.
Yes.
And you'll notice that one of the things that we don't talk about on 216 the net is politics.
Yes.
which is a wonderful thing. What we're talking about is marketing. We're talking about adaptive cruise control.
Right.
We're talking about the brilliance of how one man has branded himself. No matter what position he or she may have been in
Correct.
in the past.
Yep.
And how oddly one perhaps may be branding himself today. But of course, as a business owner, Scott, as a business owner, Derek, you guys love marketing. So that's where we're not taught. We haven't broached politics. I just want people to know that. Don't turn it off, but go check out our new website.
Yeah.
At www.216thenet.com. It's really, really cool.
Or you can click listen live.
Click listen live.
So at the end of the day, when you think about it, if you can pay attention to where we are as America right now, right? We are a capitalist country, right? Everything we try to do is to make money for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So when you do things like remove people or censor or try to have an agenda that's hidden that you don't want to do, at the end of the day, you're controlling the content that's being utilized, which then becomes content that's being pushed, then becomes content that's being added, so marketed to be sold to.
Yeah.
If you realize that anything you see right now in this world, there's something being sold to.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Always.
It's not a product, it's an agenda.
But the agenda has a product attached to it.
Right.
A V word that somebody's paying for that V word, right? And creating revenue around that V word as well. Okay. We might not be directly paying for it, but somebody is. And by the way, it is us indirectly. So just be real. It's just hidden.
Well, and so here's why am I getting the 404 error message on your new website?
Yes, I'll check it out right now.
I don't know what the 404 error message is.
It's there. It's working.
I don't know. We've got it pulled up. Share it on screen there, Pete. Let everybody see what that looks like. It'd be great, which is a good thing. Now, here's the thing. Gotcha, he says. Don, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Block him from everything. That's false information. Don't do that. I don't want to be pulled off of anything. That is false information. And we were talking about this last night, Scott, you and I. For the people who were born in the mid 1900s, walk back to when you were in grade school, 60s, 70s, right? And if I were to say this, a certain country a certain country keeps the truth from its people. A certain country stifles speech. A certain country says you can't go anywhere without a card that shows that you are whatever it may be, right? A certain
That
country,
you're following the rules.
a certain country says you have to wear this. What country back in the 60s and 70s would you say that I was talking about?
Ding, ding, ding. Can I got my hand up in the
Yeah,
air there,
go
boss
with it,
man?
yeah.
I'd say Russia.
Exactly. They were the bad guys,
And
right?
yeah, and what did we think about Russia back then? How messed up they were, and
Oh.
how unreal that was, and how un-American.
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 Freedoms were taken
Freedom.
away.
They had no freedoms, right?
Right.
And I think with our adaptive cruise control, that's exactly what's happening, and it's happening so slowly.
Yeah. That
Right.
feels good.
Right, that it's like, oh
Yeah.
wow, okay, I don't have to think about that as much. Just like going back to the car thing with Derek, he doesn't have to think about hitting his brakes as much till he gets in his wife's car, right? So
Which
being
is
in his
another
Tesla,
beautiful
which is
car, by
somewhat
the way.
nice because he can do his business and not worry about wrecking, but then all of a sudden he gets a slap in the face and gets woke up when he comes back to what is reality still right now, having to drive
Yeah.
for himself, or take it this step further, think for himself. Right? Because in your car with adaptive cruise control, you don't have to think as much for yourself. But when you get in your wife's car, which could be
Another beautiful
mainstream,
car.
right? You have to
It
think
is.
for yourself. And because it's happening so slowly here in America, people are going, okay, I'm good with that. It's, not a big
It's
deal.
for
Just
my good.
it's for my goodness, just
my
a
own good.
little bit, I mean, okay, so I got to have this to go there.
Mhm.
I'm okay with that. Not a big deal. And well, wait a minute. Now you need this and that to go there.
Right. I mean,
And it's okay. It's not
It's
a big deal. I'm going to do it to help everybody else out. I'm going to adapt
it
to it.
starts with a little swat on the butt,
Right,
then gets into choking, and then all of a sudden we're not in the bedroom anymore, and you're doing all that.
Apple does it beautifully. Okay. And I'm a huge Apple fan. Okay.
Yeah.
And I love Apple because again, it just takes the nuances out of life in general and having to do things and make things more efficient. Our entire company runs on Apple products. And if you think about it, Apple came out with this wonderful thing called a lightning cord.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we have a cool thing. We're going to use a lightning cord. So you're stuck with this cord. You can't use anything else. By the way, we're going to make a USB-C nationally known that it's nationally better to use USB-C, but we're going to come out with something different because we want you to buy our product, not their product.
Correct.
And just so you know, Apple, you're more than welcome to send us advertising check over here at 216 the net.
I did say I love Apple.
Yeah,
Okay?
let's make that payable to DDOE Enterprises Inc.
That's
There you
great.
go.
I do got to run, guys, so I really appreciate
All right,
you
thanks for
jump
joining
on
us
here.
this
You
morning,
guys keep
and,
going.
we appreciate that you love the adaptive cruise control.
Let's get
Thank
together this weekend if you got time, brother.
Appreciate it, bro. Thanks to talk to you guys.
So, kind of following, sticking with what we're
Yes.
talking about with the adaptive cruise control, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think most people actually out there actually realizing that everything is slowly but surely changing at a pace that is comfortable. I think what's happened with what started back March 22 last year is it's ramped up the speed in which our adaptive cruise control is taking over our car, or AKA America.
I don't think so.
No? Why not?
The adaptive cruise control has been being put in place for years and years and years.
Oh, it
and
has,
years,
but I'm saying
right?
as of last year, I think it's been stepped up. It's gotten quicker.
But the interesting thing is what has happened is I'm a Chevy guy and you're a Ford guy. So what is
Wait, you drive a Dodge minivan, sir?
right? But but what I'm saying is we've now been split between Chevy and Ford. And let's just say that Ford's on the right side of the parking lot and Chevy's on the left side of the parking lot.
I like that analogy.
Right.
Yeah.
So now everything, and we know there is no love lost between Chevy and Ford.
No.
Oh,
They're competitors.
fixed or repaired daily. That's what Ford stands for.
No. It's first on race day, sir. I'm
see what
sorry.
I mean? Oh yeah. And you know what? if you're a Ford guy, you're never gonna go electric. Yeah. Oh, you know, you know.
Right.
So what has happened is instead of what's right for the country, we've divided into Chevy and Ford, and now we can't even get out of our own way to say, I don't even understand what you're saying. I don't want to understand what you're saying because you drive Ford.
Right.
It doesn't mean
You're not going to
And-
listen. You're not going to listen to me because I'm on the different side. You're not even going to take my time and actually sort through what I think and go, you know what?
Yep.
Fine, look at it a different way. Or you know what? Most people these days just shut you down.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, because you like Ford, I don't want to talk to you. Instead of going, you know what? That's a good point, but I still like Chevy. But your Ford points are,
Right.
good. But I still like Chevy. I prefer Chevy. I'm going to follow with them a little bit more.
But now a lot of major companies in the United States drive Chevy. So we're just going to say anything a Ford person says is false. And you know what? Because we can, we'll do that.
Even though your Chevy truck and that Ford truck pretty much carry the same load.
That's right. But we can't.
That's
see
what she
that.
said.
But we can't. Hey.
And Lisa on that little pun,
Yeah, I was going to read
says,
that one.
has no one else ever has technology break glitch? Or watched this. I don't know what happens when you get used to it and don't react. That's a weird sentence, Lisa. Has no one else ever has technology break?
It should be had.
Had. Oh,
right,
had
so
a
like your computer
had
breaks,
a.
your phone breaks, right?
Oh, gotcha.
So
Had
what
a.
she's saying is technology is not perfect, right? These cars
Yeah.
are not perfect. Our government is not
Well,
perfect.
we didn't say that here on.
we can't say that on the air. I'm sorry. Our vehicles are not
The
perfect.
manufacturer.
Our manufacturers are not perfect, right? They're trying to give us what they think we want.
Several of the engineers at the company were around when Henry Ford himself.
Yeah, they're still trying to make the Model Ts.
So
and
with
run the world like
right.
it's a Model T
Model
world.
T,
So here-
yet we've
Yeah.
got Tesla
Right.
that's coming into the
So
picture.
here, think about this one. So I'm
Yeah.
going to throw this comment out there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So engineers are hired and paid,
Absolutely.
right, to design products,
That
right,
is
to
correct.
design something to implement into their vehicles, right?
Correct. Yes. Sir.
That's called planned obsolescence.
Yeah.
Planned obsolescence. And for you guys that don't know what planned obsolescence is, it's basically we want this to fail or
Right.
have a problem at a certain point. So it's designed into that part or that vehicle. So it's kind of a control, if you will, right? We're gonna make this last until this point.
Yeah.
But then you don't have any choice because it's going to break or it's going to fail or you're going to have to accept it.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing you can do about it. But it really, people, there are things we can do about our adaptive cruise control
Mhm.
right now in the world. Right? We need to
Mhm.
look at the fact that our planned obsolescence has been designed into our culture right now.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm taking that
agree
literally
with that.
and figuratively.
Yeah.
Okay? And we're accepting it. And everybody is just like Kent was saying earlier, hey, if Pete says he's a doctor and he's wearing scrubs, he's a doctor.
Listen, I've had people
So-
send me posts from, that the hot thing now is send me a post from your school board meeting.
Oh, good
And
God.
I've had people send me posts from school board meetings, and what I do a little research and go, okay, this guy who said he's a doctor is a doctor of English.
Right?
He's got his PhD.
Right. I'm a doctor.
Pretty hot dude, PhD,
Yeah.
pretty hot dude.
Sure,
Yeah.
why not?
Okay.
I've got my doctorate from Oxford. Well, Oxford was the town that
I was going to say, Oxford's the book that you read or the internet site you visited.
You're just kind of like, okay. And that's what I mean. The frustrating thing is we as a people have allowed this to be gospel, the information that we get from social media, a post that we agree
Right.
with and go, oh yeah, look at this guy. Listen, I make no mistake of it. I absolutely love TikTok.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. And I follow 3 or 4 time travelers. And they have to be time
I've
travelers
seen a couple of those.
because they say they are.
Yeah, why not?
And one is from like 2648 or something, which is fantastic,
Oh,
fascinating.
I tell you, I actually traveled in time this very day.
There.
I traveled from 3:45 this morning to right now,
There
Yeah.
you go.
8:07 a.m.
807.
With what Kent just said, because I have my brain power is limited. Generally, as you guys all know, that's why Kent is the star of 216, the grounds. But so think about, I challenge everybody, right? With Kent saying he absolutely loves TikTok, right? I challenge everybody, or I not even challenge. Make a log. Keep yourself a log of how many hours you are on your phone a day, looking at stuff that doesn't have to do with your job.
Yeah, that you wouldn't have when you were 16.
But that you wouldn't have 16, or if you didn't have this phone, or how much time. I don't want to say waste, because you can get a lot of good information off of it, right? But you can also get a lot of bad information. But what, I mean, how long how long do you spend on that? And so are you being slighted?
1000 BC.
I mean, what information are you getting, and what are you believing?
Tim Santos has a timer on his phone. Apple does that. Apple tracks it.
Right, to get off your phone. You've been on it too long.
He's like, hey, you were on Facebook for 8 hours.
Right, so is that a good thing that Apple's doing that? Or is that a bad thing? Because then they realize...
cruise control.
Right, but then they realize they're going, hey, you're on too long, and you might get completely skewed one way or the other. Because if you're just looking at a screen all day long and not actually living life and doing your thing...
Yeah.
That is your reality. That is your truth.
I mean, I don't spend too much. I mean, there are some days where I will watch TikTok for 3 hours straight.
Right. But if this is something you look,
that long,
but I don't watch TV.
But if this is something you're staring at all day long,
I don't.
Right? No, but if you're staring at your phone, you're relying on your phone. That's okay. I love the fact that we interrupt each other, because that's what's good, right? But if you're staring at that all day long, when do you actually get back to reality and talk to actual live people
during work? Yeah. What were you going to say, Pete?
No, you mentioned TV. I got really excited because I have been watching on the television. Oh, actually, I think it's on Hulu. Murders Only Happen in the Building. With
What's
Steve,
it called?
Murders Only Happen in
Martin?
the Building with Steve Martin and Martin Short. I absolutely love it. Yeah. I love those two guys. But
Steve Martin's freaking amazing.
For someone like me who does not actually watch much TV, I thoroughly love that show.
Yeah, what's TV?
Lisa's got to go, and people's and this is kind of what I'm getting at somewhat here, Lisa. It says people have become lazy and unaccountable. That makes it very easy to accept rather than educate and stand and step outside the accepted.
Define lazy for me.
Allowing things to be done. Well, let me rethink that. Lazy, not wanting to do it yourself, basically letting somebody else do it or letting it slip to the side, right?
Or is that brilliance and the best inventors were quote unquote lazy? We wouldn't
actually. You know what? You know what? It was Steve Jobs that said, "When I hire somebody, I want to hire the laziest person out there." And he was right in a way, right? Because the laziest person out there is going to try to find the easiest way to get something.
It's like asking a one-legged man for directions. Right, he's going to show you the shortest way to get anywhere.
Right, but it's yes and no. So it's good. It's good and bad.
Lisa defines it as not taking the initiative to find your own mind, voice, and view.
In some respects, it is. But the laziness, in a way, is good because you're looking at it from a different perspective. What's the least I can do to get this job done?
That's why they call it a lazy river. You just sit there and
that's what America is becoming. They're becoming lazy and allowing this cruise control to help them choose because it's easier. Now, okay, the path less taken is the one, folks, you should take. Don't follow. Don't be a follower. Don't do it because everyone else is doing it. Just like Lisa said, find your own voice, find your own mind, find your own view, and do it because you want to do it, and do it the way you want to do it.
And I have. And what if it's the same as the majority?
Did you? But if you literally chose that based on good information,
that's what I said.
Right. But if you chose that based on good information, then that's your choice.
Right. So what if I have and it's the same as the majority?
But lot of time you need to think about the greater good too, though. And when you're a
Greater good of
citizen,
who? Of what?
the world, our world. Like
Why?
when you
listen, I follow a guy from 2648. The world's still around in 2648.
right, it is.
I am not going to be around in 2648.
Right. But from that standpoint, being lazy, if you're lazy, you throw all your recyclables
You
into the
might.
regular garbage.
If there's a new pill, you might.
You might.
So you
I
might,
mean,
I don't know, right?
you
Somebody
might do that.
lazy might have been a good pill.
right. So
Yeah.
you do that. You're being lazy, and you're not being a good steward to the world, right, to the earth. So you're throwing your easy recyclables into the regular garbage.
Listen,
You're not going to suffer from that.
you-
Your consequences
you
are going to
drive
come
a
when your
V8
kids,
with
your
emissions
grandkids.
out the wazoo. You're not doing what's right for my world.
I agree with that.
Okay,
But
breach.
no,
Hey,
it's not. Hey,
That's all I'm saying.
we're all imperfect, right?
See, and
I'm
Lisa,
perfectly imperfect, but I try the best I can.
I want
to help out.
I'm going to interrupt you just a second because I want to say Lisa will. Sometimes following is okay, but if you're following when things are in chaos, you're choosing it. And then Salvador
Define
offers up the
chaos.
automatic butt wipe. That could be coming. But here,
Oh, that's a
Scott,
bidet.
your dad
Very
throws in something that's extremely important with regard to the word lazy. And that's the very first word. And he's 100% correct. This is how lazy is actually defined, is unwilling to work or use energy. In order to be truly lazy, you must be unwilling. To choose laziness, that's a choice.
All right, so let's go back up to
Hold on, let Pete finish up here because I like where he's going because
choose to not do a thing is different than being wholly, completely unwilling to work or, and this is important, the last part, use energy. To be truly lazy, you must be unwilling to expend any energy whatsoever. If you're expending energy in a direction of not doing a thing, but maybe you're choosing downtime, you're choosing relaxation. That's not necessarily being lazy. If you're not choosing to do a function, but you're making that choice out of purpose, and doesn't mean you're being unwilling. It's very important that we note what your dad just offered here.
right.
So
But
what we're saying then
Right.
in Lisa's is people have chosen to be unwilling to work and use energy and unaccountable.
So
That makes it very easy to accept rather than educate and stand and step
so
outside.
think about one of the key words that Pete was using in every sentence you just used about lazy.
Unwilling.
Starts with a C.
Oh, choice.
Choose,
Yeah.
right? You choose. You're choosing.
But then
It's
I've
your
expended
hold on.
energy.
You choose.
Yes.
You're choosing. It's your choice.
Right, but then I'm
everything
not lazy.
about that.
But
right.
then I'm not lazy because I've chosen. That's
No.
expending energy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Making a
You
making a choice.
So some people
expends energy.
have chosen to accept everything that they're reading because they're lazy. They don't want to research it. They don't want to find their own mind,
I've
their own
used-
voice.
But I've worked
Right?
on making
It's
a
easier.
choice, and I've expended energy on making
Right,
that
but
choice.
it's
so I'm
easier.
not lazy.
Right. So it's easier for them just to say, okay,
Technically,
That's fine.
no, you're correct.
right. But it's easier for them to say, okay, like right now, everyone's just saying, I'm going to be lazy about it. I'm choosing not to act because there's nothing I
but
can
if
do.
if you're making a choice, you've already acted.
You have
You're-
acted, but you have acted.
Choosing, so you're expending energy in a different direction.
Right. You're choosing not to do something. You're being lazy. You're being lazy is maybe to not have to make that choice, which in some respects is okay.
But if I choose
But-
not to make a choice, I've also chosen.
In the eminent word,
Rush.
yes, exactly.
If you've chosen not to decide, you've
You
still
still
made
made a choice.
made a choice, right? And that's a great song, right?
It is.
But right.
Right.
So no
So
matter
I can't
what,
be lazy because I've expended it.
but what type of energy have you expended? You've expended a lot
Thought.
less energy. Yes, but you've expended a lot less energy to make that simple choice to not pay attention to your adaptive cruise control. Or are you going to expend more energy and
But why
actually dig into it deeper. Go, well, wait a minute. If they did say that Pete's a
But
doctor
again-
because he's wearing
But
scrubs,
again, you're a Ford guy. I'm a Chevy. I enjoy
This isn't
I
Ford
enjoy
and Chevy.
adaptive cruise control.
I don't on the laziness. It's not a Ford Chevy thing.
No, it is because I enjoy.
But it's not for me.
Right.
So, and that's my.
So then, why is it for me if it's? Why is it not for me if it's not for you?
Because it's my choice, right?
No, but you're trying to tell me, right? So last night on the Bare Facts on Guns, we had a caller, Rusty Shackelford, right? and Rusty, and Rusty,
That guy was a trip.
Rusty said, listen, here's the deal. There's a Marine who changes oil on Hummers over in Afghanistan. That Marine does something wrong, and that Hummer blows up. And because he was in a uniform, he's hailed a hero. He comes back, the casket's draped, and he's hailed a hero. And we said, hey man, that's the price to protect our Constitution. That's the price of freedom, right? However, I'm over here. I'm changing oil, not in uniform, but I'm still a upstanding American citizen, and that thing blows up.
Or you get run over by
And
a lady.
now
you're
I'm not a hero.
You're a dumbass, is what
Right,
you are, because
exactly.
you.
Well, look
Right?
at that guy that got run over
And
at
what
the
he's saying is,
place in McHenry.
to protect our Constitution, there is a price. There is a price for the Second Amendment. There's a price for the First Amendment. And what we don't allow things is that price to be paid, right? So the interesting thing, and what I'm trying to say is, we always, I want you to be on my side of the fence. I want you to understand, because if I don't like it, you shouldn't either.
Right.
And
So with
excellent
I
to
like
your
that
point.
Right.
Right
I don't
there.
like from on my side of the fence. I don't necessarily want you to come over to my side of the fence. I want you to look at my side of the fence and see what I see and why I like it, and go, you know what? I see what you see. I get it, but
Yeah.
you know,
I
that's
agree.
just not my. I don't like the way that's done. I'm
agree.
gonna
And
agree with you
Lisa-
nicely, but I'm going to disagree and continue with my thoughts. But at least you thought about and entertained my comments, my likes, my dislike of it, right? And why something appeals to me or doesn't appeal to me. So it makes you think about it. You might still think I'm nuts, but you're going to go, okay, I see that. You know, I like that, but I still like mine better because mine is,
Right, but then when do you drop it?
as far as trying to convince you,
Yeah.
depends on how you react to me, right? No, so I mean,
Hey,
really, I mean, if
listened
you
to
just,
I listened
right.
to you, and I just said everything you just said.
Right.
You'll never bring it up again.
Probably not, because you looked at me and you said, you know, I see that, right? I get it, but I still choose where I'm at. And I'm okay with that, because then at least you thought about it, right? You go, okay, I see where you're coming from. You're not going to, you know, defriend me or cancel culture me because I don't believe.
Right, but if I'm lazy, I'd just go, oh, yeah.
Well, right, if you're lazy, you're going to.
I get it, Scott. Cool.
Yeah, I get it. Cool. Block me, be done with it, and
Right.
go on your merry way. And our world, our freedom is for us to be able to do that. But with the problem with our adaptive cruise control is that we're allowing other things to help us, to push us to things that we may not actually accept or
becoming
want.
very comfortable with
We're
things that-
becoming very comfortable
Lisa-
with these subtle changes.
Lisa says you're free to make any choice you choose, but the problem is people do not want to be accountable for the consequences of the choices.
Bang, ding, 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 ding,
Okay,
ding.
well,
That is it right there.
Help me understand that.
Help you understand that. What's
Yeah.
not to
That
understand?
was actually directly to
I was
your
going to
point
say that
a
was
moment
directly
ago.
to your point.
People
People don't want to be accountable, so people are getting
I'm
lazy
going to
and
make
allowing.
this choice,
Right,
but it's
right.
not my fault that I
Right.
made this choice.
It's not my choice. It's not my fault because I've been told that, or
Yeah.
that's what my
I
phone.
think-
That's what I read on my phone.
I
It's
think-
not my fault.
I think
I'm a victim.
I think a lot of people are standing up behind their choices and being accountable for it. And
I
that's
think-
what's making a lot of people uncomfortable.
I think more are.
We need more people to
We need
stand
more
up.
and more people to take accountability
Right.
for the choices and the directions they want to
Yeah,
go.
we need
We're seeing more of it,
right,
but I think we need a lot more.
right. People,
Give me
I don't
an
care what
example.
you choose or don't choose, but stand up for what you believe.
Give me an example.
Go ahead, Pete. Go ahead, give an example. Just stand up.
Let's okay.
Yeah, stand up.
There you go.
Hold on, let's
He just stood up.
say the Pledge of Allegiance, right? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, right?
Okay.
For which it stands.
What if I don't?
One nation under God,
What if I choose not to?
indivisible, with liberty and justice
And I
for
choose
all,
not
right?
to.
That's your choice. But we were People have
And I'm
died, but a lot of people have died and are still dying to this day to give us those choices, to allow us to make these choices. Now, slowly, our adaptive cruise control is taking that away from us.
Who died for my freedom of thought? Who died for that?
Oh my God!
Because that's where my choices come from.
Hundreds of
That's where my
thousands
freedom
of
is, right?
hundreds of thousands of people have died for you to be at this point that you're at right now.
Whoa. Okay, let's back that truck up, because
Beep, beep, beep.
Kent's question is, who died for his freedom of thought? Absolutely no one. Not in the entire history of humanity has anyone ever died for his ability to have the thoughts that come through his head. What people have died for is for the ability for us as a society in the nation in which we occupy and are born into or come to express those thoughts and ideas.
Right, to be allowed to express what's in your head.
Yeah, and they're allowed. So if someone can take away what we call a right, hello, what is that then? It is an allowance. It is a privilege which can be taken away. It's not a right.
And you're accepting it.
And your acceptance is dependent on that. But Kent is right. There's not a single person on this planet that has had the luxury of someone dying for them to have a thought in their head. That is an independent function of our own
100%.
brain and our own soul, if you will, energy, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So that I like Kent's distinction on that and asking that question, because it drives me nuts, frankly, when people say, "Oh, they've died for me to be able to have the freedom of thought." No one has ever died for you to have the freedom of your thoughts.
For you to actually have the freedom to
express
your thoughts, and hopefully people, I'm accentuating hopefully act
and here's what
on it, right? And not let everybody that has died and all of the pain and suffering they've gone through be worth nothing, because you're not going to act, and you're not going to choose, and you're not going to do what you know is right? To express
you have to
how you feel.
Stop the truck right there.
No.
Stop the truck right there.
No, my brakes I don't have adaptive cruise control on my car. I can't stop.
Because of this. Because of what you feel is right, not what I feel is right. What you feel is right for you, you feel is right. I should feel right too about it. So you don't have to feel right about it. It's that's what's beautiful about the freedom to choose, right? I choose and what I believe, and if it's something that I believe, I have that right. Throughout your life, you have allowed adaptive cruise control to manipulate your entire life. Period.
Unknowingly. And your dad
unknowingly.
I love your dad has whipped out the dictionary today.
No, my dad doesn't have a dictionary. It's his head. My dad is probably the smartest man I know.
Figuratively speaking.
Yeah, I'll read this one from my dad. All right. So my dad, Bob, I love you, by the way. You're the greatest man ever. But what he says, freedom equals the power of right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. We do have some freedom of choice. Have some, and that's what we're getting at. Some of our freedom of choice.
Now we've changed the hymn a little bit, haven't we?
Yeah.
How?
Now we've changed the hymn from freedom to now some. Listen,
right there.
We've never been 100% free, and if you feel we're 100% free, you're very mistaken.
Now we're changing the hymn,
and that's where this adaptive cruise control is slowly taking.
No, you're disliking the adaptive cruise control because it's pushing against what you believe in.
No, because it's making choices for me, and I'm slowly but surely accepting them.
You wear a seatbelt when you get in your truck?
I refuse to answer on the basis that I may incriminate myself.
Right?
But
do you smoke in buildings?
Most of the time I do put my seatbelt on, but I choose to do that, not because I think I'm going to get a ticket. I choose to do it because I know it's safer for me, and the facts have been proven. But in an old car, I won't put my seatbelt on because I don't want my hips broken.
Listen, do you smoke in buildings? Do you pay your real estate taxes?
No, I don't. So you can buy my house.
Do you pay your income taxes? These are all These are all adaptive cruise controls because you have accepted and say, you know what? I think that that's a good thing for me.
I've not accepted paying tax. I freaking hate writing that check every time.
But you do. Why?
I do, because if I don't, my freedom or my stuff will be taken from me, because those are
It's already
rules.
being taken from
Right.
you.
They are. You're right. 100%.
So-
But if I don't do that, everything else can be taken from me even quicker. So I'm adapting, right?
That's what I said.
And I'm trying to fight
That's
back
exactly
as best
what
as I
just
can.
said,
I'm
Scott.
right. I'm
Right.
trying to fight back as best I can, but I'm
Right.
also trying to do what I know is right and what I feel is my choice.
You cannot have freedom without responsibility. We are proving this statement is true. As people become less responsible, we become less free.
Yeah, it's easier for people just to be like, okay.
What? Help me understand what freedom's been taken away from me. Go.
You're
start.
really asking that question?
Yep.
What freedom has been taken away from you?
Yep. With all these less responsible people, you tell me what freedom's been taken away from me.
I think we're gonna
Go
have.
ahead,
I think we're gonna have dead air here
I'll let
for a
you
minute
start.
with that one, because that's. I mean,
I'll
where do you start?
I'll let you start.
We've got 2 minutes left in the podcast, and you throw that up on here.
I'll throw that back to Bare Facts on Guns, because it's a very simple, easy one here. At least within the state of Illinois, we have the Second Amendment. And
The right to bear arms.
It does not say what it does not say, and it says what it says. It's very simple, very plain, very complete. In the state of Illinois, you cannot simply walk into a store and buy a gun, strap it to your hip, and walk around. You can do that in other states.
You can do that in Texas.
You can do that in Missouri. You can do that in Oklahoma. You can do that in other, where they have what is called
Okay,
constitutional
so-
carry. Now, that's a teeny tiny, just real quick one. Boom, right there. If you're going to say you do not have a freedom that's considered a right, and you're not supposed to be able to take away rights in any way, shape, or form, those should be 100% a freedom. And we got 2 minutes
I
left,
still
so
have the right to go to Texas and buy a gun.
you sure do.
But
There you go.
can't bring
Except
it
you
back
can't
to
bring it back
Illinois.
over here
I sure can.
So here, I'm gonna go a little bit goofy.
legally.
I'm gonna go a little bit goofy
Oh.
on what freedom has been taken away from me. Right?
Yeah.
How were you born?
I think normally, right out
No.
the poop chute.
You're right. You were born
Not
naked.
cesarean.
You were
section.
born naked, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't walk around naked.
I
can
sure
you?
can.
Out in public?
I sure can.
No, you can't. You'll get
I
arrested.
sure can.
You'll get arrested.
But I can.
You can, but you'll get arrested. So that you're not. It's
I
not
have
your.
I have the
that's
freedom,
not the freedom.
to walk around naked.
No, you don't.
I do.
You have the option to walk around naked. If they're not going to let you do it, if it was freedom, you'd be able to do it and not get in trouble for it.
No.
Yes.
No. I
Absolutely.
have the freedom to do it. It's against the law in some
You have the
places
choice.
to do.
You have the choice to do
Right?
it.
I have the
No,
freedom.
you have the choice. You don't have the freedom.
Because
That
okay,
freedom has been taken away
I walk
from you.
around naked. I go sit in jail for 2 days. I get out. I walk around naked.
You get put back in jail.
Okay, but I'm
free.
still walking around naked.
Good news, people.
And as Kent and Giles argue it out this morning, we're saying so long from the grounds. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. This has been a fan-freaking-tastic episode. I absolutely love
You
this.
know as well, Scott and I absolutely love each other, and we hug each other and high five each other after the show. So what we do is what the grounds is about.
Yep, guys, we love you. Thanks for tuning in today. Please share with us. The more people we get, the more voice we can have out there in the world, and maybe we can slow down our adaptive
And
cruise control.
absolutely love y'all. And I
Love
think
y'all.
I think we do need to slow
Yep.
down our adaptive cruise control.
Stop in. Thank you, everybody. Stop in. Stop by every Friday and see us. 216 The Net. Get caught in the net and check us out all week long with all the beautiful shows.
Check out the new website.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Love y'all. Be good. Be happy. I love Ryan.
Things they spout, and it won't make you shout. Give me that